Let's start with the vaccine news, the brilliant news today with the approval of the MHRA. Can you please tell us the details? What is the efficacy of the vaccine and when it starts and when it concludes?
Yes, so it's a great question. As you know, many vaccines actually do have quite long interdose intervals. So this is not anything unusual. What we have approved now in our label is that you get your first dose and then you're protected, hopefully 21 days after that first dose. And we've shown that that protection is at around 70%. And no one gets seriously ill or goes to hospital so far in our data. And then you can have your second dose between 4 and 12 weeks, anytime between 4 and 12 weeks. And the protection after that second dose is also around 70%. And again, no one has gone to hospital or got severely ill following the second dose. So overall, so far, efficacy after the first dose and then the second dose is 70%. And protection starts up 21 days after that first dose that people receive. The further out you go, so between 8 and 12 weeks, the more the efficacy increases. And there's data in the label of the vaccine that shows this by immunogenicity, by immune response from the patients, that shows that the longer you wait, the better the immune response. So our belief is that when we get into that 8 to 12 week sweet spot of interdose interval, we hope that our efficacy will go up. And the benefit of this vaccine is it's relatively inexpensive. It's refrigerated, which means you only have to store it at 4 degrees centigrade. And it's easy to use with a flexible interdose interval. This means that you can give lots of people that first dose and then come back between 4 to 12 weeks with the second dose, depending on vaccine availability. This makes it, for me, a vaccine that is quite likely to hopefully have a big impact, not just in the UK, but ultimately around the world, as and when we get approvals in other countries.
The EMA came back with a response that the data they had wasn't enough to proceed to a possible approval of the vaccine. Is that because they don't have enough data as UK had and now they will get it, or that was their verdict?
No, I have to say we were somewhat surprised by those comments. We've actually provided the same information to the EMA as the MHRA and other regulatory authorities around the world. We've submitted documentations for our conditional marketing application on the 24th of December. We have answered all of the questions that they have submitted to us. And we're very much looking forward to continuing to work with the EMA to get this vaccine approved as quickly as possible in Europe.
Is the vaccine effective in those new strains?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we believe that it will be, but ultimately we have to generate the data, and that data will hopefully be generated over the coming days and weeks. Our structural biology work suggests, at least for the new UK variant, the Kent strain as it's known, our vaccine will be effective, but obviously we want to generate the data to confirm that our beliefs that it will still be effective.
And we still don't know yet how long the efficacy will last, isn't it?
Correct. Obviously that's something that we have to follow over a period of time. Given the levels of immunogenicity we're getting after that second dose, I'm very hopeful that we will have protection for at least 12 months, hopefully longer.
What would you say to the people who hesitate to get a vaccine?
So I do understand vaccine hesitancy. I have to say that the rigor with which these vaccines have been studied, in tens of thousands of people, and the rigor that the regulatory authorities have been through to look at all of the data and work very quickly, I think is no different to any other vaccine that's ever been developed or any other medicine that's been developed. But I think people should be confident with the regulatory authorities and the vaccines that they approve in their countries and regions. And I know for one, I'll be telling my family to take whichever vaccine they can get, whether it's the Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine, or our vaccine, or any other vaccine that's approved.
Did you get the vaccine?
Not yet. I'm waiting. I will get in line and I will take it as quickly as I can. Very much will take it when it's offered to me. Πρώτον, περιμένω με πολύ χαρά να μπορώ να επιστρέψω στην Ελλάδα, γιατί δεν έχω δει τη μητέρα μου για πάνω από ένα χρόνο τώρα και μένει στη Χίο και τα ξαδέρφια μου και μου λείπει η Ελλάδα πάρα πολύ. Αλλά ελπίζω πως έχουμε αποδείξει πως με την έρευνα μπορούμε να κάνουμε κάτι καλό για όλο τον κόσμο όταν έχει ανάγκη. Και πράγματι πιστεύω πως το έχουμε κάνει με τη σωστή ανάγκη, ξέρεις, με αυτό που χρειάζεται ο κόσμος, να βρούμε ένα φάρμακο που ελπίζω πως μπορεί να δημιουργηθεί σε πολλά άτομα στον κόσμο και να κάνει μεγάλη διαφορά όχι μόνο στις πλούσιες χώρες, αλλά σε όλες τις χώρες γύρω στον κόσμο και να μπορούμε κάποτε να επιστρέψουμε σύντομα σε πιο normal ζωή.